We are back. Welcome back to another episode on the OnJ podcast. I'm your co-host Jeremiah.
I'm gonna call Orlando.
Hope everyone's having a good day, a good night. This is post game six. Well, about 5 minutes left, game six. Knicks Hawks, as always. Like, comment, subscribe, as well. Let's get the business out the way. But as always, who's your player of the game? Who you got?
Can I just say like the whole Knicks team at this
Go for it.
point, like
Go
they
for it.
they 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 were beating them by like 50 points at one point. Um or close to 50. I think they said there was a record on like the highest win margin, or not win margin, but like lead in a playoff basketball game. Um just unbelievable. Just the way they came out with the intensity, um actually playing defense.
Mhm.
Um, caused so many turnovers in the beginning of the game, and I think just the amount of turnovers that they caused, the Hawks couldn't get over that hump. I felt like every time the Hawks tried to do something that led to a turnover, um,
Mhm.
and that just really goes so well into how well the Knicks adjusted, to better understand it. If you're looking at how the team is playing now, it no longer feels of give the ball to Brunson, let Brunson ISO and figure something out. They're including more of the team. I think by the half, OG Anunoby had like what 20, 25, 26, something at the halfway point. Um, right now he's 29, 11 of 14. I'm pretty sure he's gonna end with that because there's he's not coming back into the game. Um, So great efficiency. I'm glad to see somebody else stepping up and taking that offensive load, and just the Knicks, mixing it up and adjusting as they should.
Yeah, it was a beat down from the jump. Uh Clearly you could see like who's the more experienced team. Uh and just I think it was a Jared Allen, right? Like for the Hawks, the stage was just too bright. They're just not ready yet, and that's not a problem. I just they should definitely feel proud, of this season. It's wild that we're talking like this with 5 minutes left in the game, but you're
They
not
ain't
coming
coming back.
you're not coming 55 point lead, 55 point lead in 6 minutes. They literally scored about 100. They scored 100 in about maybe 27 minutes, the Knicks. So that just kind of shows you the type of night that they had. And even like he's not really primarily a scorer, but like you said, OG Anunoby, 29 points on 11 to 14. Like that just cannot happen. Not to say he's not a hooper, but there's just that just cannot be the reason that you lose. You know what I mean? Him and Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges also had a great game. 24 points, 8 to 12 from the field. But nah, it was just a beat down from the jump. But Atlanta, there is some promise though. As you can see, they won two games, right? Against pretty much Knicks squad that's, I guess you could say, they've been together maybe 2, 3 years. I guess 2 years, right? So you should definitely feel good about those two games. Definitely, watch some film on those two wins and see what you did well. And try to lead that in to next year. There's definitely some moves. I saw they showed a picture of their GM. He's going to be a busy man this summer for sure. Uh, because there's definitely some moves to be made. And we could discuss some of those as well, like what we think may need to be made. But I think this is definitely going to be a big summer for CJ McCollum as well. The two games he had, to start the playoffs. I want to bring him up exactly. I know the first game was what, like 30. I think he had what, 32. Well, no, that's game two. So like first game, 25, and then the second game like 32, right? So he's what, 30. He himself is 34 years old, so he's still showing, at a playoff level, that he can still produce, right? So I think, and with him, he's going to be an unrestricted free agent this summer. So like, I think this playoffs definitely was good for him. I mean, definitely. I mean, of course, it's good for the team just to get the experience, but for him as well, because I mean, he's kind of a veteran. Now, would he want to come back next year with a relatively young squad? That would be questionable. And then the thing is, right? It's like with this with how young the Hawks are, it's kind of like who's like with you the and that's kind of the thing with losing Trey Young, right? Because it's like you had a guy like you could depend on Trey every night. You know what I mean? Like Trey's gonna be Trey every night. You know what I mean? And with the Hawks is like you have some guys, right? Like Nikhil Alexander can be a guy on a given night. You know, Jalen Johnson can be a guy for like a couple of nights. You know what I mean? So it's like, but do you have a guy that you could depend on every night? Like the Knicks can depend on Jalen Brunson every night. You know what I mean? Like even if Cat doesn't have a dominant game, like you know what you're gonna get from Jalen Brunson, like every single night, right? So I think for them, that would be good to see, and maybe they have it in Jalen Johnson. Maybe they do, or maybe they need to, or maybe they'll be busy this offseason. But yeah, like what do you think in terms of just? We'll get to the Knicks, but just from the Hawks, like what do you think? Just they're missing,
Um, First, like you said, shout out to the Hawks because they're at a place where nobody thought they were going to be in.
Facts.
Um, so they exceeded expectations. What do they need? Probably, I would like them to get a really dominant big man. Um, I think would be pretty good for them. Um,
You think Big O is like kind of in that Bam Adebayo situation, like in terms of like a tweener kind of that makes sense like Bam. I don't really consider Bam a center necessarily. Like I feel like he would be a lot. I think he would be a lot better at the four, but but he can play the five. But
yeah,
like, can he kind of like Cat a little bit? I mean, Cat's been better, but I think he's best at the four, but he can be that five. Now, are you going to get that toughness and that anchor, like that anchorness, like from you that you want from your big every single night from a Cat? Like you're not, but it'll be there more than it not being there. So that's what I'm thinking. Like would Big O be better? Like what you just said, like they need a dominant big. And Big O is a big. Like Oneko Kongu is a big. But like
but
but clearly there's a reason you said that.
is he a dominant big?
Exactly.
Is he
And
like
I no,
that
I agree.
dominant presence that scares
I agree.
somebody when they're going
I
in? And
agree.
I don't think he's that.
I
Um,
mean, but when you
Maybe
think
take him
about
off
it
the
though,
bench.
is there like how many can you name? You could probably use one hand to name like or I don't know. I may be tripping. Like to name like on one hand like dominant bigs in the league.
But
And
I mean, like honestly, at this point, it's like you don't have to be a dominant big. Just be somebody whose presence scares people. You know, like if somebody's driving, Big O's gonna be there, and he's a big body who's gonna stand firm and try to block you and stuff like that. And I don't feel like it is. When you look at the team and the way they were playing, it feels like they didn't have those big bodies to go against like the OGs and the cats, I guess. They just didn't have those big bodies. Um yeah, it's kind of like
is
cat going against cousins again.
oh, we gotta edit that. Yeah, we gotta edit that in. Yeah. But no, I think I can see where you're coming from too. The Jalen Johnson though, like what do you consider? Is he a forward or a guard? I know he can play forward, but do you think he's like a legit guard?
A legit guard?
Like like he really should be a guard. Like kind of we said like with Big O, he's a center. He could play center, but he's probably best like at the four or something
I'll
because
probably
he's not like that anchor. You know what I mean? Like
I'll put
Jalen
Jalen Johnson.
Johnson, he is
He's 6'8".
6'8".
We're not putting that man at no guard position, bro. He's
He would
gonna
be
he
like he would be an elite shooting guard though.
huh? Make
That's
a
what I
good point.
mean.
Make a good
Like
point.
you could play him at the forward because like kind of you have to, how your team's orchestrated. But like what would he be best at? You know what I mean? Like with Bam, like even though he did drop 83, you know, I think like I feel like maybe his game could be unlocked playing the four position and him being with like a dominant like a dominant big, like
What
being
is he?
next to
He's playing, I guess, right now the forward, right?
yes. Because I don't know what the rotate. I mean, because
Technically, he's
it's
the forward.
Alexander Walker,
CJ
McCollum. That's the backcourt.
Dyson
And
Daniels, I guess, is playing the small forward.
well, yeah, there you go. So maybe, yeah, I don't know.
Take out
Now,
CJ. You can Nikhil Alexander Walker, Dyson
Dyson
Daniels,
Daniels.
Jalen Johnson, and
Hmm.
then final a 4 and a 5.
Okay. So and maybe so don't start Big O no more.
No,
Really?
no, unless you could find a big man that you could slide him to the 4, and he works
Okay.
pretty well with the big man. But
Yeah,
I feel like he would be pretty good at coming off the bench.
he would. That'd be a great player. They gave him such a big contract though. I think they renewed him for like what? Like they extended him for like 4 for 80, I want to say.
Damn,
Something. Oh no, my bad, not 80. 4 for 62. So I mean, I guess
somebody good.
that's a bench. Like you could, I guess you could bring that off the bench, like bring him off the bench for that. But no, yeah, I think I agree though. They definitely need some type of just an enforcer. You know what I mean? Think that and it kind of shows you the value of those type of guys too. You know what I mean? Uh, I think it's definitely something that's kind of I don't know. The big man is kind of it's here, but it's not everywhere on every team. But it's kind of hard to find. Like even when I said dominant bigs, like I could probably just count
That's the
Wemby, and oh, what happened?
that's the thing. I don't think it necessarily has to. Like you're saying that you don't think that there's that many dominant bigs, but I don't think you're. I like how you said the enforcer. I'm going to use that because that's the perfect way to explain it. Your enforcer doesn't always have to be a big. If you look at the Knicks, I don't think Cat is their enforcer.
Mm-mm.
Their enforcers are OG and Bridges. So it doesn't always have to be
Mm.
the big man.
Are they? Are they really enforcers?
They're the best enforcers they got.
Well, yeah, that is the best options. Yeah, now, I would say even Josh Hart too. I think Josh Hart's in
Yeah,
that conversation too.
yeah. Josh
Yeah,
Hart just comes off the bench. That's why I didn't mention him. I was thinking
yeah. You're right.
point guard.
It don't gotta. You right. It don't gotta be a big. Yeah, but yeah, I do. But yeah, I mean, and yeah. So it don't. I mean, the Hawks they do need a big though. They do need a big. But yeah, I mean, if they did have somebody, that could. I mean, Dyson Daniels did get into it with Mitchell Robinson, but
Yep.
but I
Yep,
don't
he
know.
did.
So that could. I mean, that's the type of attitude you kind of need. But I think he was kind of a liability, maybe. Like on the offensive end. I think that was kind of tough to combat. And I wonder, like, would maybe stop the Hawks from going deep into their bench too. I mean, you have some guys, on that bench that could, I mean, just give it a shot. You know what I mean?
Buddy Hield. What was Buddy
Right.
Hield playing? 7 minutes? I was
Buddy
surprised.
Hill barely played. It seemed like the most two people I saw off the bench were Kaminga and Muhammad Pauls. You know what I mean? So it's like I think yeah, I think maybe go deeper into your bench as well. You know.
Let's remember. Let's remember the Hawks have a number one overall pick on that bench that they
I didn't
decided
even
to use.
say it. See, I didn't even say Zachary Ricochet. I didn't even say him. Oh my God. Oh man, I bet they wish. I bet they wish they got Stephon Castle. Bro, it would have been perfect. He's from Covington, Georgia. Why not bring the Georgian back to his home state? And if you redraft it, he's the number one pick.
Told you. I've been saying this since that first day. I did not like that first overall pick. You were,
No, it's interesting.
I remember you were very optimistic. You was like, let's give that boy a chance. You know, he could be good. You don't know the potential he can have.
Let's say that. Dang, when I say that.
Yeah, yeah. You were optimistic. You was like, give him a chance. You don't know what they saw in him.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, yeah, yeah, okay. I probably did say that. Yeah, I mean, give it a chance. I mean, they if you choose them as a number one pick, you must see something that everybody else don't necessarily see. But
We're still waiting to see what they saw.
but yeah, that would have been the perfect homecoming. I mean, now he's leading. Now he's going to the second round of the playoffs. Like, you know what I mean. So definitely shout out to Stephon Castle too. But yeah, I mean. And that's tough too. So, uh, uh, and I don't know. I mean, I was thinking like he was maybe. I mean, he was playing. Oh, and that's another point I was going to bring up too after this. But like, I mean, he was playing some good comp, overseas. So maybe that kind of, and that could have been a thing too, right? Because I think kind of with the overseas piece, you see guys kind of putting up like decent numbers, overseas. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, he's doing this at 17, you know what I mean, or something like that, 17, 18. Maybe he could come over here and, maybe he just needs a little development, you know what I mean? To kind of like he's not necessarily dominating overseas, but he like we can maybe he could develop into something. But I guess that really hasn't happened yet. And thinking about that though, and maybe I might be reaching. Let me know because like, have you really since that pick? I mean, it's really been what, one draft? I mean, since that draft year and the Hawks choosing him number one, I don't really know if there's really been as much talk as like overseas players. You know what I mean? Since that pick. I don't know. Or maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. Because like usually there's always like a talk of like a number one, like this draft, right? Like there's not like the top three seems to be set, right? AJ DeBanster from BYU, Cam Boozer from Duke, and then Darren Peterson from Kansas. So like that seems to be the set three. Like no overseas players. Usually there's like one overseas player, and I mean maybe I guess what? I guess maybe there doesn't have to be an overseas player every year, but I don't know. Usually there's like one prospect that's like getting talked about a little bit, but since that draft, like let me know if I'm reaching though. Like I don't know.
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
'Cause like yeah, because like usually there's like a international prospect that's being pushed like once a year, like usually. But and so maybe there isn't one this year, or maybe because I know Dyson Daniels' brother. I think he's supposed to be I think his name's Dash. I think he's supposed to be a big
Ash Daniel,
yeah, Dash Daniels. He plays in Australia, I believe.
so
I think
funny
he's
name.
supposed to be something. But even I don't remember what year he's supposed to. I don't know if he's supposed to be this year or next year's draft. But like I think, but even I haven't really been hearing about him. Like there's usually always like one overseas prospect that's like supposed to be like top 10, you know. But yeah, we'll see. Do you think CJ stays? CJ McCollum stays?
Which is, I was just thinking about CJ, and I was like, what does CJ do? Does he stay because he wants to be loyal because he sees potentials in the young guys and being a mentor? Does he leave for a ring, or does he leave for whoever gives him the most long term money? Because he is getting to that age. If somebody offers him a big 4 year, 5 year, no, I don't think they could offer 5 year, 4 year contract. I mean, he might dip. I mean,
I, I was
I
gonna
don't
ask
know.
the same question because I was thinking like. I mean, basically, I don't want to repeat what you just said, but yeah, basically what you just said. Like, I don't know. I think you definitely gotta go for the long term money for sure at 34 years old. I mean, he's probably had like a couple max deals. I think he's had maybe a couple max deals within that, maybe. Or I mean, he's made some pretty good change, over his career. I think his career earnings is at like 279. Sheesh, you're more than set. You know what I mean? I think. So yeah, 279 million dollars is that's uh that's a couple I don't know, you could buy a lot of gas cards with that. Um but yeah, I think yeah, I think you definitely go for the best long term deal. Does he stay in Atlanta? Be honest, I don't see why he does. Just because now, thing is, if he does now, and I think this will be telling, and I think this may be something to watch over free agency too, right? I think if he stays, that must mean that Atlanta has something promising coming up. They have something. Because I don't because if with the talent that he has, I don't know if he wants to go to stay with a team that maybe he has to kind of, and not to say he doesn't want to hoop, but I don't know if he wants to like I don't and I mean I don't know, but I don't know at this point in his career, does he want to like really have to be a focal point, like a focal point of the offense? You know what I mean? Because I mean, who do like I mean, like they're working to see if they could depend on Jalen Johnson every night. They're working to see if Nickel Alexander could be the guy every night. So it's like, who do you know what I mean? Like, do you want to, like, and to be honest, you're not really gonna be able to depend on those guys every night in terms of a playoff series, right? So it's like, do you? I mean, maybe like you said, maybe you want to give your chance the best at winning. Like maybe I think maybe you would want to go to a team with like two bona fide stars, like a Knicks, like a 76ers with Embiid and Maxey. Like a Paul George type of role. Like maybe you
And
want
he's
to,
taking a pay cut at that point.
yeah, essentially. But it could be a good long term deal though. Because I mean, he signed so with the New Orleans, he had signed a 2 year 63 veteran extension. So I mean, I wonder if he's looking for another 2 year deal or, maybe a 3 or 4 year deal, Um, but he definitely showed that he can still put that ball in the basket for sure.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see. We'll see what he does.
We'll see.
He's an odd case because I can't really pinpoint what he would do.
Oh my God,
Huh?
the next one. They're moving on. Shocker. It's a thumbnail. But nah, so yeah, they're next. So and Philly's up by 15. So I don't
Wow.
know. I'm telling you, Boston, you gotta when you have them up, when you have them down, you gotta keep them down. I mean, it's easier said than
Job.
finished. Like it's easier said than done, but like when you up by double digits in your home court, you gotta finish business. Um, but yeah, I mean, so yeah, I mean, it is only the third quarter, so we'll see. But yeah, I mean, you give a team that type of momentum going into their home court, like that's tough. Um, but yeah, I think yeah, we'll see where he goes. And yeah, and like I said, I'm like note that too. Like if he stays, like he sees something in this squad, because I
Or he
mean,
just went for money.
or he just wants. I mean, you don't think he wants to win?
I mean, low key, like if they offer him like a decently good contract, like maybe they have his bird right, so maybe they could offer like a decent 5 year one. Um, he might just be fine with like rocking with the Hawks.
Yeah,
Never know, he gets to mentor the next few people. He gets his shots in. He might be fine
yeah,
with that. I mean, the last few teams been with, they ain't been contenders, so
yeah. I mean, yeah, the Pelicans. Yeah, I don't know what's going on over there. But but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they do. The Knicks. So yeah, the Knicks are waiting their opponent. Um, they get a little time. So it looks like they may have a little time off, if the 76ers take care of business at home. But yeah, I mean, if you're the Knicks though, I don't know. I mean, what are you
Keep,
thinking?
keep this momentum going. I think that's the
Yeah,
Knicks. That's what they need to be doing.
yeah,
Um, Make sure keep this momentum going, and that all the coaches stay on their top shape, on their tippy toes, making sure that if an adjustment needs to be made, they make it right away.
as they did this series. That'd be exciting though. I mean, I don't. I mean, if they play the Celtics, that's a good series. They play the Sixers, that's a good series. I mean, I think it's a good series either way. But yeah, we'll see. So far, Thunder, Spurs, and the Knicks. Yeah, I think so far, I think they're the. So still waiting on everybody else. Yeah, still waiting on the Lakers, Rockets. Still waiting on who else? Still waiting on Sixers, Sixers, Celtics, of course.
Okay.
Still waiting
Raptors,
on.
Cavs,
Yeah,
Magic,
I don't know.
Pistons.
I don't know what's going on with that one. Raptors, Cavs. I don't know. Yeah, Magic. Ooh, Magic Pistons. What are you thinking? Y'all taking care of business at home?
Hopefully,
Hopefully. K
hopefully,
K with a 40 piece. Oh man. But yeah.
hopefully, we bring that intensity on the defensive end that we're missing with Franz being out.
Yeah. It was a show that brought up a good point too in regards to the Lakers and the Rockets. They were like, I think it was Gil's Arena. I think they were like, the Lakers should just lose on purpose just to give Luca more time to come back. I mean, you playing the Thunder, but then again, there is no J Dub. But I
You
don't
lose
know.
on purpose. That's more miles on the team.
It is.
More miles on LeBron.
You give Austin Reeves and Luca a chance to get healthy though.
But then LeBron's adding a whole bunch more miles.
I don't know why. Do you even think he's gonna be here after this year?
LeBron and the Lakers are in the league.
Well,
I think he has one more season in him.
mm,
I think he has one more season.
we shall
I think
see.
I think he gave up his dreams of owning the Las Vegas basketball team. So
He gave up his dreams.
yeah, 8 billion to a steep price to get to buy that team. So
Yeah, that is a lot. That is a lot. But yeah, you got anything else? Well, appreciate you all taking time out, click on this video, and listen to what we had to say. You know, just comment your thoughts on the playoffs, uh, thoughts on this game, uh, on this Hawks versus um, Knicks game. Like, comment, subscribe, catch up on old videos. We'll catch you in the next one. We out.